Nigeria Info.
All right, good evening, and thanks for staying tuned to your number one station for Talk 92.3 Nigeria Info. At this time, I have a guest joining me in the studio from United Capital Plc, and we're going to start a new show. It's a brand new show, and it's a Money Minute. It's called Money Minute with United Capital Plc, and on this show, we'll be sharing tips and tricks on how you can manage your personal finance, okay? And also how you can make informed financial decisions and ultimately navigate your way to financial freedom. Now in the studio with me is Mr. Samir Sanusi. I hope I got that name right this time. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening. You got it correctly.
All right. So Mr. Sanusi is a financial advisor at United Capital Plc, and today we'll be discussing how to grow your wealth with stocks. Now, if you have any questions on the topic, how to grow your wealth with stocks, you can simply send us a message to send it to our WhatsApp, which is 0809 030 6416. The WhatsApp number is 0809 030 6416. You can send your questions there. You can also send your questions on Twitter, tagging at United Cap. At United Cap, that's a handle, and you can use the hashtag Money Minute with UCAP. The hashtag again is Money Minute with UCAP. So let me get on to my guest. There'll also be a giveaway. Our guest will tell us, give us details about the giveaway. But let me get on to him first of all. Hi, Sanusi. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Fine. Thank you. Good evening.
All right. So great to have you. Now, our listener may not be familiar with United Capital PLC, so I'd like you to just do a rundown of United Capital PLC and what you actually do.
Okay, so United Capital PLC is the foremost investment bank and financial service company in Nigeria. We have been in existence for over 5 decades now. Our core is in investment banking, but our subsidiary business offers services in asset management, trusteeship, securities trading, wealth management, and consumer finance, where we actually also help people with their finances. Our regional office is situated in the UBA main building at number 14 Azikwe Road, Port Harcourt. Again, our regional office is situated in the UBA main building at number 14 Azikwe Road, Port Harcourt. So to give you a description, when you get to Mile 1 flyover, just before the UTC junction, we are inside the big UBA headquarters, directly opposite Sliver Bed building. We are also located in Warri in Delta State, Onitsha in Anambra State. We're in Lagos, we're in Abuja, we're in Kano, we're in Kaduna, we're in Ghana, and we're even in Gombe, to tell you that we have a very fast, and vast presence across the nation. Thank you.
All right. So you say 5 decades you've been around? That's
yes.
A long time.
That's a long time. That's a long time.
Now, we frequently hear people talk about stocks, shares, but some people don't really understand what stocks and shares are. So I'd like you to tell us what exactly is a stock and how exactly the stock market operates.
Okay, thank you. So to understand what the stock market is, we first of all need to understand what is stock. So stock, otherwise known as share, some people call it share, is a financial instrument that signifies ownership of a company in some proportion. So basically, if you have United Capital PLC shares, you own a part of United Capital, and as the value of the company increases, so does the stock price also increase. So now there are common stocks and there are preferred stocks. So common stocks have voting rights and preferred stocks does not. So when you have voting rights, you can vote on things like the board election and other financial decision. Whereas for the preferred shares, on the other hand, you enjoy what is called dividend. So the company pays you a split of their profit at the end of the year. Now that we understand what a share is, the stock market now is the way the buying and selling of shares take place. So you want to buy shares, you go to the stock market to buy. You want to sell, you go to the stock market to sell. So companies usually, they will list their stocks if they want you to have access to it on the Nigerian Stock Exchange through what they call the initial public offering. So this essentially changes the name of a company from a private company to a limited, a publicly traded one. And once the company is listed on this exchange, you can buy, and become a part owner of that company. So So that explains it.
All right. So you mean a person can automatically become a co-owner of a company when they buy shares from that company?
Exactly.
All right. So what kind of companies can you find on the Nigerian stock market? Can you give us some examples?
Very correct. So currently we have about 159 listed companies on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. In 2020, they were less, about 117. But now there are more, to give you an indication that the stock market is really a place you and I need to be. So the listed companies cut across telecommunication, manufacturing, oil and gas, and so on.
All right, Sanusi. So I would like us to go on a very short break. And when we come back, how does one really make money through stocks? That's a question I'll be asking you, all right? But that will be after this break. Stay with us.
It's one thing to desire wealth. It's another thing to achieve it. It's one thing to work for money. It's another thing to make money work for you. To take your finances to the next level, you need someone to show you the ropes. At United Capital Plc, we provide you with the support you need to achieve your financial goals. Whether it's capital raising, trustee services, stock trading, mutual funds, or loans, our seasoned financial advisors are available to help you make the best investment decisions. For more information on our services, go to www.unitedcapitalplcgroup.com or visit us at any of our offices in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kano, Kaduna, Warri, Onitsha, Ibadan, and Ghana. United Capital PLC, the intelligent choice.
All right, we are still 92.3 Nigeria Info, and this part of the program is brought to you courtesy United Capital PLC. United Capital PLC. And I have a financial advisor at United Capital PLC with me in the studio, Mr. Samir Sanusi. Hi, Mr. Sanusi.
Yeah, thank you. Good to have you.
All right, so we've been talking about how to grow your wealth with stocks, and we've been talking about the stock market, the Nigerian stock market. But now I want to ask you, right, how does one make money through stocks?
That's the $1 million question, like you mentioned earlier. So for buying, when you want to buy stocks, you can buy and trade in it for as low as 100 naira.
100 naira.
200 naira,
Okay.
1,000 naira, and so on, depending on the share unit price of the company that you are interested in. So say the company's share price is listed at 10 naira, you can buy shares of 20 naira. That's 2 units. As simple as that. So when you buy, the trick is to hold on to it for some time until what we call capital appreciation happens on the stock. So you hold on to it for some time before you sell it off, and then you make profit. Now, during the time of holding, you're not just holding it for holding's sake. The company would actually pay you part of their profit for as long as you hold on to their shares once they make their whatever financial, instrument or their financial annual report, like they call it. So you have a part of their dividend as a split because you are actually a part of the owner of that company. That's to tell you the advantage that comes even with holding on to the shares itself. So the dividend can come as cash dividend, it can come as stock dividend. So because of the buying and selling of stock by millions of people and in millions of transactions, supply and demand kicks in. And then you have these price fluctuations. Once in a while, the prices could go up, the prices, could come down. So to give you an example, let's say you have 500 naira, a 500 naira item listed, and then immediately you list that item, you have 10 people coming to you that they want to buy. At this point, some people will begin to think that maybe the price of that item is too low and they want to increase it. So the same way applies to how the stock market works. But if at that time that you listed the stock at 500 naira, there are no indications of people interested in buying that course, you might actually think the price is high, and then you might tend to lower it down. The same thing happens with the stock market. So there is this supply demand that kicks in, but automatically the system picks what the suppliers are and what the demanders are, and then it matches it, and you have those price fluctuations from there on. But the more concrete evidence why you have price fluctuation usually depends on the company's earnings and operations.
All right, so stock trading it is. That means there's buying and selling. Now, when is the right time to buy or sell a stock?
Okay, so before you even think about the right time to buy a stock, the first thing anyone who is looking to buy or sell a stock need is a trading account. You need a trading account, and you can get a trading account like a provider like us. United Capital can provide you with that trading account that allows you to buy shares and sell shares. And this will allow you to even do it from the comfort of your laptop. You don't need to come to the office. You don't need to see anybody. We have an app that is called Invest Now application, and you can download it right now on Google Play Store for Android users and Apple iPhone for Apple users. So simply search for Invest Now application. It is spelled as INVESTNOW and download it right now. So regarding the right time to buy a stock or to sell, here we always provide our list of clients with weekly stock recommendations. So this is shared every Monday on our social media platform and via email, as it may not be easy for non-experts, to keep up with what is happening, which is why you need a service of a qualified advisor like us that is going to do that job for you. So on every Monday, we'll give you the stocks recommendation on the stocks you need to buy, the one that you need to sell if you have it, and the one you can even hold on to, pending when it will be the right time for you to sell it.
All right, Sanusi, what are some of the factors one should consider when buying shares in a company?
Okay, you may want to look at the profitability of the company. You may want to also take due diligence on the happenings around the company, the nature of the business the company is into. But like I mentioned earlier, we understand that this is arguably the most hardest part for people to do, and it is why on every Monday we share on our social media platforms and via email on the stocks you need to buy, the one you need to sell, and the one you need to hold on to, so you don't need to stress yourself.
All right, tell us again how our listener who is interested or who may be interested in trading stocks with United Capital Plc can get started.
So then, to get started, please visit www.investnow.ng or download the Invest Now app on Google Play Store or iOS App Store for Apple users. The application will allow you to be able to buy and sell shares of any company from the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. You would also have access to weekly stock recommendations that allows you to know the stocks to buy, the ones to sell, and the ones to hold on to. So again, please visit www.investnow.ng, or you can go to Google Play Store or Android Play Store also to download this application. The application is spelled as INVESTNOW, and it is called Invest Now application.
All right, so I mentioned the giveaway. Can you give us the details of that giveaway? I'm sure our listener would like to know how they can win some prize for themselves.
Okay, thank you. So 2 lucky winners are going to win 5,000 naira each if you get these questions correctly. All you need to do is to go to our Twitter handle at United Capital, at United Cap on Twitter, to answer correctly. So the question is, when was United Capital Plc established? So the first 2 lucky winners that get this answer correctly would have 5,000 naira each. So it simply goes to Twitter at United Capital. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at United Capital PLC. But for you to answer this question, simply goes to our Twitter page at United Cap to answer that question. So the question again is, when is United Capital PLC established? The first 2 winners to get this answer correctly, we cash out 5,000 naira each.
All right, it's been interesting talking to you, but can I get your final notes before we wrap this up?
Okay, so please, again, do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. If you want to learn more about trading in stocks and other financial tips on the go, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at United Capital PLC, and on Twitter at United Cap. Our regional office is situated in the UBA main building at number 14 Azikwe Road, Port Harcourt. Again, our regional office is situated in the UBA main building at number 14 Azikwe Road, Port Harcourt. So to give you a description once again, when you get to Mile 1 flyover and towards UTC Junction, we are inside the big UBA building headquarters that is directly opposite Sliverbed. Thank you.
All right, so catch us next week, Wednesday.
Yes.
For another episode of #Money Minute with UCAP. Thank you so much. You've been listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info.